Hello, friends. Happy Monday. Welcome to my live. And if you happen to be watching later, welcome to the replay. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Chalk Couture. Once you hop on tonight's live or you hop on the replay at a later date, please feel free to say hi in the comments and tell me where you are watching from. I do want to let you know that I'm live in 2 locations this evening, so if you hear me refer to a comment that isn't in your feed, that person is probably watching from a different platform. And as always, feel free to spread the craft love all over Facebook and YouTube. Share it wherever you are allowed to share. Tag your crafty friends, invite them to watch along with you. Also, if you wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up button or hitting that heart button, that just tells your social media platform what kind of content you like to see, and it will push out additional content like mine. It also helps my channel be seen by new eyeballs, so not only does it help me, it also helps you, so I greatly appreciate that. And I think that's it. I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera, and we'll get this project started. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm doing it a little bit differently this evening, so it's funny that wreath behind my head makes it look like I have a cone head. So, okay, let's do it this way. And we'll come back and we'll do it this way. There we go. Okay, now you can see my project. So, this is the Club Couture transfer for the month. It's called Donut Dream. And it is an exclusive B-size transfer for Club Couture subscribers. So it has 12 different donut designs that you can cut apart. Your kit also comes with 3 paste singles this month. The first one is Peony. The second one is Bright White. And the third one is Current Jam, which doesn't get used very often in my creations, but that is one of the paste colors for the month. And then your kit this month also comes with 6 kind of MDF pressed board shapes. 5 of them have the donut hole in the middle and 1 is solid. They also are all magnetic on the back side. So if you have a magnetic surface like the Aiden board, they will fit perfectly on your magnetic Aiden board. So I've also paired it with one of the OG donut transfers called Donut Give Up, and it was the October Club Couture back in 2018. And if you would be interested in that, I also have a few extras. So I think we're going to pair the OG donut with the new donut. So we'll get to that here in a minute. But first, I need to take off this design. And okay, that's weird. None of my comments are showing up in my dashboard. So sorry about that. I was not ignoring anybody. Jason says he's watching from the other side of the door, and he says, "Yum donuts." So that's interesting that my comments are not showing up. Interesting. I wonder why they're not showing up. Oh well, I'll try to do it from this way. Okay, so we need to take this one apart. So this one was a Club Couture transfer from last year. And anytime I add non-magnetic shapes to these surfaces, I like to add some painter's tape, and then that's what I hot glue. Actually, I think I'm going to take it out of this frame as well. So let's turn it over, and I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the frame so I don't trash my nails. I'm going to use one of my metal stir sticks. So how was everyone's weekend? Okay, pop out of there. So this is the 9x12 Aiden board. It is a porcelain steel. It comes with a porcelain steel magnetic surface, which is reusable, and it is super sharp, so be very careful with it. Some of the edges are a little pointy. So because it's reusable, to remove this design, all we need to do is add some water. I'm going to go ahead and put a paper towel down since I don't have my cutting mat down. And now my comments have disappeared. Okay. So all we're going to do is spray it down. And the water the paste is going to react with that water because it is water soluble. So see, I can kind of rub my hand on it and it's starting to react to all of that moisture. See if I can get that all started. And then you can take like your paste scraper. If you have one of these little plastic razor blades, you can even use a scraper like this if you have one for your Cricut or your cutting machine. There was also, I wonder what I did with that. You could also use an old debit or credit card or an old gift card. I had one around here, but I misplaced it. You're just going to get all of that paste off. And then I'm just going to use a paper towel. Okay. We're just going to get all of that off. What all that is. And get all dirty. This is one of the part of the magic of Chalk Couture is this whole reusable surface thing. And you'll notice you can see a little bit of the old design. It's kind of ghosting on the surface. So what you can do is, if I can reach it, is take one of our board erasers and wet it down. And then you're going to take it across your surface. And it's going to further remove the design. So it removes a lot of that ghosting. Don't ask me how it works. It just does. It's similar to like a magic eraser. It just doesn't have any chemical in it. I'm trying to be careful not to cut myself. And just like that, it's back. Just like that, it's back. No ghosting. I do have a little bit of a streak right here, but that's just from weird drawing. Okay, now we're all ready to go. Throw that out. That away. Trying to learn to put things away as I go so I don't have a big mess at the end. Just need to let that dry. Okay, so let's bring our transfer back in, and you'll notice that it has some cut lines. So you can cut this transfer apart into 12 different pieces, but I am not one to want to keep track of 12 different pieces of transfer plus 12 different pieces of backer sheet. So I leave my backer sheet attached, and so I just score apart my transfer. So you just want to lift up a corner, put your scissors or transfer trimmers underneath, and just score down that line. Same thing here. While I'm doing this, tell me in the comments what type of donut is your favorite. Do you like Long Johns, caramel, maple, or chocolate, filled or unfilled Long Johns? Do you like cruller donuts? Do you like filled donuts? And if you like filled, do you like custard or jelly filled? Do you like sprinkle donuts? Tell me what donut is your favorite. My favorite donuts are caramel Long Johns. But I also like those cruller donuts. Hello, Miss Bonita. Bonita says blueberry cake donuts and maple Long Johns. Jason likes filled donuts, but he says he prefers Bavarian cream. He doesn't like the whole whipped filling. He's not a big fan of the jelly filling. I don't know why my comments aren't showing up. on my dashboard, but oh well. I'm afraid I'm gonna miss some. Bonita says she's watching from her easy chair. Got some paste on that one. Okay, so because these are reusable and I need to return them to the backer sheet, I need to mark that this is the back side. So I'm just going to write the name of the transfer on the back. That way when it's all clean and dry and ready to be stored, I can put them on this side and then put them away. Bonita says her dad loved the lemon Bismarcks that Dylan's used to make. I don't remember those. But, so again, your colors are Bright White, Peony, and Currant Jam. I'm going to save these and put these in my stash. But if you use yours, you just want to cut a corner off. And you can put them in a color tray or you can put them on a paper plate. You can save a plastic lid from your recycle bin and use that as kind of your palette. I pulled out my colors, which I have Napa, which it's very similar to Currant Jam. I have Ballet Slipper. I have Bright White. I also pulled out Bubbly and Cozy, which are two past colors of the month. I thought I might, because my Dune is dry, I thought I might mix these two together and kind of get a caramel glaze color. And then I also have Retro, which is a color of the month. I have Eggshell Blue. I have Wild Lime. And I have the Sunny Side. So I just picked some random colors. And then we just need to decide what colors of donuts we want. These are super cute. They're fairly thick. They're kind of an MDF board. And they do have a magnet on the back side. And they're fairly strong. And then one is a full donut. The other 5 are donut halves. So probably need to get a paintbrush out so I can paint my donuts. So I may have to make a donut colored paste, or you know what? I have a ton of acrylic paint. Let's just use that. Let's see. Get some paintbrushes. I need to use up some of this paint, so we'll just use that. Miss Bonita says, I know you're not, oops, lost it. I know you're not a fan of purple, but purple frosting for a blueberry cake donut. I could pull out, most of my purples are kind of dry, but I did think about that. Okay, so let's get out a couple of color trays and we will paint some of these donuts. I'll just get a shop towel. Okay, I was not as prepared as I thought I was. Well, they definitely won't go anywhere because they're magnetic through the paper towel. Okay, so I have Americana Oyster Beige. Oh, lovely. Bonita says I could use a bright pink for sprinkles on the pale pink. You are correct. Oh. Okay. I don't know which one of these will be. That's the same color. Good for donuts. So we'll see what we got. It's a little dark, but those will just be overbaked donuts. Okay, so I have a little bit of oyster beige. You could use Dune for this. You could mix a little bit of bark or espresso into your bright white and just use your chalk paste. But I have a ton of paint that I need to use up, so we're just going to use it. You could also just use your transfer, but this will be your base color. And it just so happens that this Friday, June 6th, is National Donut Day. And I'm not going for perfect because my frosting will cover a lot of it. I'll just use that color. Of course, we'll have to see what it looks like. Like this one is drying because it's that MDF pressed board. It's going to soak up a lot of your paint. So before it's about the same color. I will see what one coat looks like after it dries. I may need to do two. There's not much difference in color with that, but it covers up the wood. So what is your least favorite donut? What is a donut that you could totally walk away from with no regrets? Yes, Bonita, the cutouts come with the transfer. You get all 6 cutouts. That is the chalkable accessory for this kit. So you get the 6 donuts, the 12 count donut transfer, and then peony, currant jam, and bright white. Jason says anything maple. Bonita says any donut with coconut on it. I would have to agree with that. I do not like the texture of coconut. I like the taste, I can't do the texture. It's like chewing on sawdust. those are good. Okay, let's add another coat. Mix all that up. It's a lot. So I can spread the wealth. That one's going to take 2 weeks to dry. Benita's asking Jason, what if it had maple and bacon on it? There's a donut shop in McPherson that makes them. She says they're yummo. Okay, that one looks good. I'm going to pick up the rest of my paint, plop it back in. So waste it. That over there. Oops. Jason says he'd probably pass. Not big on bacon with sweets. Almost everyone I know loves it. Wouldn't it be... Of course, I can't say that because I haven't tried it. I guess you could just pretend it was a pineapple and ham pizza. It would just be like the equivalent of pineapple and ham in donut form. But I can't say much because I haven't tried it either. Okay. I forgot I would probably have to paint these. Okay. I think that's good. Not perfect, but it's good. Okay. Let's get those dry, and then we'll wax them. So I had a graphic for it, but I guess while this is drying, let's go back to here. Let me show you. So on the graphic on the screen is the color of the month. It is called Majesty, and it is a matte purple paste. So you can unlock the ability to purchase that with a $75 order, and it is while supplies last. So that is the color of the month. And then we are working on the Club Couture kit of the month called Donut Dream. That, I believe, is $21.99 for US. There is a 3-month minimum commitment to sign up, but you can cancel at any time after that. So it comes with an exclusive B-size transfer, either chalk paste singles or ink singles, and an accompanying accessory. So this month it happens to be 6 donut shapes. Let me put that away. Oh, I just probably got that all over my glasses. Okay, so let's go back to our donuts now that we're done. There we go. So I want to wax these. Just because I've painted them, I want to protect them a little bit. Let's put that away. Let's stay tidy. I got my craft desk all nice and clean, and then I used it. It's starting to pile back up. Okay, so this is Minwax finishing paste. You can also use Chalk Couture surface wax. I prefer this Minwax, and I have a ton of it, so I'm going to use it. So this wax is going to act kind of as a barrier between my painted donut and my transfer. It's kind of hard to do. So it's just going to keep the transfer from sticking so hard that it either pulls up the paint or it stretches my transfer. I don't want either of those to happen. So we're just going to give it a little bit of wax. It doesn't need a whole lot. So I'm using one side of this wax applicator. I'm using that's weird. Those are both the same. One side is a terry cloth side and one side is a microfiber side. So you use one side to apply the wax and you use the microfiber side to kind of buff the wax. It's kind of working. I'm making a mess. Okay. That came off of the sides of my donuts. I would imagine that half of it's paint. The other half is probably because they were laser cut. So some of that char is coming off on my hands. That's what it looks like to me. Okay. How's everyone doing out there? If there's a donut emoji in your list of emojis, you can put a donut emoji in the comments just for fun. just so I know you're out there. Okay, okie doke. So I'm going to remove the paper towel. Okay, now we get to make some donuts. So it looks like this donut and this donut are the solid ones. And I need to get out a fuzz cloth. So because this is a new transfer, I want to knock back a little bit of that adhesive. So I'm just going to put it on my terry cloth towel a few times just to get a little bit of lint on the back side so it's not so sticky. Ooh. And now probably the hardest part is trying to decide what colors I want to do. Looks like Benita gave me a donut emoji. Thank you. Okay. Decisions. And then how exactly I'm going to pull this off, because that's a lot of detail. Jason gave me a donut. Benita says not sure if it's a donut or a bagel. On my end, it looks a little bit like a bagel, but I'll take it. We'll just consider it a donut sandwich. Works for me. Okay, I think because this one happens to have little tiny stars, I think we'll try to go for a slight patriotic look. Oh, those are super stuck. I'm gonna give myself some room to work. Maybe the rusty color would make it look like a cinnamon roll. That would be yummy. Okay, so I think I'm going to use retro. We'll have to keep that cinnamon roll one in mind. And I've got bright white. And then when I'm all done with that, we'll pull out a little bit of red. I'm going to try something. One of my uplines likes to use small paintbrushes. Let's give it a whirl. Shall we? So I'm going to pull out some paintbrushes that might work. I only have 11 billion paintbrushes. Let's see if maybe that'll help getting into some of these fine layers. Let's just give it a, can't hurt. Cannot hurt. But I'm going to have to concentrate a little bit, so I think if your paintbrush is a little bit more on the, you don't want a super fine or super soft brush. And we're going to have to go kind of quick. This will make it feel kind of like it's more like a real donut or cookie. Okay, I'm going to pull that back and see what we got. Works pretty good. Missed a spot. Actually worked pretty good. Okay, so I've released it. I'm going to wipe my paintbrush off just so that doesn't all dry on there. But yeah, it works pretty good. I thought I saw, yes, Benita says yes, she's often wondered what it would, if paintbrushes would work. It does. I wouldn't use it for like a big design, but it definitely works for the smaller ones. So let's get some white. Glad I remembered that. It's not going to have, it may not have the smooth appearance that using a squeegee does, but it is definitely a lot easier when your details are close together like these are. I'm going to go ahead and check everything. Oh gosh, that's super cute. New technique unlocked, people. Benita says that will be great for some of the detail work that you struggle with using a squeegee. Yep. And even, I sometimes struggle even trying to use the multi-tool and the detail tool. Since these little paintbrushes are a lot more flexible, you can manipulate them to go around like these circle, like the round parts. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Not too shabby. And that mark right there is part of the transfer. So I don't think it is. Maybe it's not. But because I used my paintbrush, I can go in and fix it. It looked like it was part of the design, but maybe it's not. But that is easy to fix. Perfect. I would have maybe a little thing of water nearby so you can wipe off your brushes. Okay. When that dries, we'll go in with some red paint. Got junk all over my board. So I'm going to move that out of the way. So there's that one. I fixed it. Super fun. Okay. Let's do another one. I may not do all of them because we still need to put our sentiment on there. Okay. Okay, I have an idea. We're going to use, I'm going to take Miss Bonita's idea. We're going to combine a couple of these transfers and we're going to make a cinnamon roll. Oops. So I'm going to use the one that just looks kind of like a swirl. Let's move that just a skosh. That looks better. Oops. Okay. And then I think we'll just use, this is probably a little dark, but we're going to use it anyway. It's Saucy. It's a color of the month from a few from last year probably. It's a little bright, but it's what I have on my table. So hopefully this will kind of mimic the cinnamon swirl in cinnamon rolls. So I just want to get all of that excess off. And then we will, I'm going to use the pointy end of my detail tool to kind of help hold my cinnamon roll down. So far, so good. And let's try that one. I did use a shimmer paste, so I need to make sure that it's dry. Jason says might be going to get some donuts or cinnamon rolls after this live. This probably isn't the best color, but we're going to use it anyway. I just got to figure out which one of, so A, B, or C, which one would make the best, or, well, this one would work the best, but it has a bite taken out of it. But, so A, B, C, or D, which one of those would work best for the cinnamon roll icing? A, B, C, or D? And while you're determining that, I will get my red out. you don't pick, I guess I'll pick. Bonita says C or D. I do still need the white. I really like this one, but it has a weird bite taken out of it. Let's just use C. Bonita, Dane, or Jason, whatever your name is. Jason says he's with Miss Bonita. So I'm going to lightly put this down. I'm not going to press because I already have paste down. Like I'm just laying it on there. Then I'm going to take another, and I don't want to press hard because I don't want what little sticky is on the backside to pull up my saucy from underneath. So I'm just going to very lightly, literally and figuratively, ice my donut. Because you're also reactivating that saucy paste by adding this bubbly on top. Probably have gone over it too many times already, but yeah, not quite the look I was going for, but it still kind of works. It's the essence of a cinnamon roll. But we'll go with it. Okay. So put that one there. Okay, so I'm going to add some little dots to the stars that are on this donut. And I'm going to use the kind of the little spongy tip from the artist tool set. Maybe. Maybe not. So they're not going to look like stars anymore, but it's definitely going to, they'll just look like little dollops of red icing. You just want to barely touch. So if you press in hard, you're going to make a divot in your I've done on a few of those. Okay. And when you go to clean this, you have to be super careful that you don't push the sponge end in or accidentally pull it out. Both will happen. Just trying to see if I have one that I think I threw it away. Yeah, I've pushed it in and I've pulled it out. Okay. So there is that donut. It looks like it has little sprinkles. So now let's get our board back out. Those are the 3 that I used. Put those away. Okay, let's bring in our board. And then we'll bring this old one back, this donut give up. We're going to score this. And if you've been around since 2018, you probably have this one in your stash. If not, I have at least one, if not more. So we're going to, I'm going to stick my board back in my frame, I think, just so I know where I need to. I may not put it in there. Let's just put 1, 2 down. I mainly just want to place it. I'm going to buzz that a few times because this is a slick metal surface. It's a lot like chalking on glass. It doesn't matter how many times you buzz, your transfer is going to stick like the dickens. Okay, so that's where I need it. That helped. So we're just going to get some bright white out. I'm just going to use whatever's in the lid. It's way too much. Get that out of the lid, otherwise it's going to dry in there. Okay. And for this, it's a lot like glass and like chalk suede paper. Don't pull back. Don't pull it back on itself like that. You want to pull it straight up toward the ceiling. You are less likely to have your transfer curl up on you if you pull it straight up versus back on itself. And I will wash all of these later under some running water. Let's get that dry. Put a naked one on there. Take those off. Those are super sticky. So we'll put it back in our frame. Oops, sorry, that was a little loud. Just came out. Oh, that goes in there. That will help. That one just broke off. That one broke off. Okay. Here is our donut, our cinnamon roll, and one to be frosted. And this is all I have to make the cutest little memo board. I know this is a sticky, but we'll just have to pretend. That it's not. So you can stick your little note and plop it down with your little donut. I think these are cute. I can't wait to see what donuts you make. Boy, they're definitely sturdy magnets. Let me, oops, show it to you this way. There is our donut give up with our little donut magnets. Let me know what you think. Super fun. This would be a great way to leave little love notes or to-do lists or shopping lists. Super fun. Did I miss a dot? Yes, I did miss a dot. Sorry, my comments, I have to I didn't come through my studio, so. Oh wait, I do see somebody. I wonder why that. Well, hello, Miss Craft Creations and More. Sorry I missed your comment. There, I fixed that donut. Thank you for that sprinkle. Okie doke. There is our little donut memo board that we created with this month's Club Couture transfer, the 6 donut shapes, and the 3 paste singles. So again, those are Peony, Currant Jam, and Bright White. Okie doke. Thanks so much for hanging out with me this evening. Let me check for any more comments. Jason says he loves it. Bonita gave me some heart eyes. With that, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. I hope to have a cute little patriotic cutting board with some wood biscuits on Wednesday. Actually, do you want to stay for do you want to see some of the new products that I've gotten lately? Give me a thumbs up in the comment if you want to see those. Then I will flip the camera around. And I can show those to you real quick, if you don't mind. I've been forgetting to do that lately. It's not new product, but it's new to me. So I will show that to you. Get it pulled up. Big old, let's see. Get it all pulled out of here. So we had the summer collection launch let me rephrase that. The Tiffany Thiessen summer collection launched a 2-3 weeks ago. So that's what part of this is. The other part is some patriotic collection. So let's pull some of this out. So I think this is 2 different orders. So some of it may already be retired, but let's start with this. So I did get, I think I may have shown, no, I didn't show any of this. So let's start with the A transfers. This was a freebie, which is no longer available, so we'll put that away. So I got 2 of the bookmark molds, or transfers, that go along with the bookmark mold. So this can be used with the UV resin and the UV resin flashlight. It can also be used with the 2-part epoxy, which I have gotten. So I'll hopefully be doing that in the next couple of weeks. So that'll be fun. If only sarcasm burned calories. And just a note, All transfers as of yesterday increased by $2, but anything still in the tariff sale is the same price that it was as of May 31st. But just know that from yesterday on, any non-special transfers have gone up by $2. So here's Hey Sunshine. If it has the little black Tiffany sticker in it, then that means it's from her, typically from her summer collection. This one says Giggle Water and Let Me Drink About It, and it pairs perfectly with the signature color can coolers. So these are the neoprene can coolers. So those are a new product. I also got Be a Pineapple, Stand Tall, Wear a Crown, and Be Sweet on the inside. We did have a large size of this a long time ago. It came out before me. But now we have a small version. So those were the A size transfers. I also got, this one is called Once in a Melon. All different melon shapes. This one is called Brain Freeze. This one is Wine and Cheese. So it says we go together like wine and cheese. Cheese, wine, and a friend must be old to be good. And then charcuterie, a fancy French term for an adult snack plate. Super fun. This one goes along with that one. It's called charcuterie. And then we have, for some reason I got two of these, which isn't terrible. This is Tiff's font. Yep, a cute little quirky retro type font. So those will be fun. I got the veteran transfer. So it's the veteran boots with the American flag. I got American made minis. This will be cute as some sort of banner. I know I'm kind of late on the patriotic, but we'll get caught up. Watercolor dot pattern. You can never go wrong with backgrounds. Never, ever, ever. And then in the summer collection, Chalk Couture came out with a new size of transfer called the G transfer. So it is a half C transfer. So it's 6 by 12. This one is called Brine and Dandy. So it's You're a Big Deal, You're Hot, kind of like a hot pepper, and All of You. And then this one is called 5 o'clock Somewhere. And it says Gin and Tonic, Margarita, and Martini. You know, I'm not much of a drinker, but I thought those were cute. And then I got one of the C transfers, and I have big plans for this one. It's called Hot Off the Grill. And then my last one is from the Patriotic collection, and it's the Patriotic Home. So it is an 18 by 24. So it has stars on this side, the stripes on this side, and it has a sentiment up there called Welcome to Our Home. Let me put it this way where you can see most of it. So those are my new products that I've gotten recently. I'm going to try in the next week or two to pair this one with last year's Choose Your Weapon and make a cute little color block leaner. I think would be cute. And I think there's a release coming out this week. It's called, all I know is it's called Much Requested. So I don't know what that means, and I do think I've heard it's all just transfers. And then the autumn collection will be coming out in July. So lots of fun stuff on the horizon. Okie doke, that's all I have for this evening. If you make your cute little donuts, I want to see them. So post them and tag me. or you can post them in the Crafty Collab group, and I'll be sure to look for them there. Thanks so much for hanging out with me this evening. Thanks so much for all of your help. I will see you on Wednesday, and have a great evening. Thanks for watching.